Well, let's see if this video will work. I have a really oddball chunk of flintridge here. It's only about 2.5 inches wide, and it's about an inch and a quarter thick. It has some problems in it. It's typical flintridge. We have a seam that runs diagonally down through here. We have another seam up here. There's another seam that's over here, so we're going to see. Hopefully we can get some of these seams out of there. There's another seam that runs up through here, so it's typical flintridge. I'm hoping it's going to hold together. And let's get in here and see what we can do. We're going to attack this particular seam here. I've already worked it just a little bit. The seam is running at an angle coming in this way, so we can't drive heavy flakes into here, because with the angle of this seam, it could run, those flakes will run up in there and act like a wedge and completely split this piece. So we want to get those flakes just to come up in there, kind of terminate through that seam, and then clean them from this side over here and work our way back and forth. Hopefully we can find the bottom of it here pretty quick and things. My main billet I'm using here is moose antler. So let's see if this works. I'm going to like flakes here to pop in there. That flake, it ran across, it hit that seam and popped out over here. So that might be a good sign. I'll take it. Slightly work that up. We got that one there to stop right at that seam. You're wanting these flakes just to get right out to the edge of that seam and not really slam into it hard here. As you can see, it came in here, hit that seam and rolled out. Good. This other one, before it came in, it hit the seam, rolled up. So now then we'll come back in here and clear this from this side, trying to work our way through this seam here. That flake came in, and as you can see, it came in here, hit the seam, rolled and cleared some of that out. Same way with that flake there. You can see how it's starting to expose this seam right up, running diagonally across there. These seams can be what I call seams of death. They can just, you can think you got them, think they're going to get down and hold on you, and then all of a sudden they just give out on you. Can be very depressing at times. So let's see here. Now I'm going to come back in here, take a few of these little trimming flakes. We can't really start hammering on this thing real hard just yet, because if we do, I know it'll come apart. As you can see, right here we have this square edge. I took this flake and run that edge coming back and did it again. So I'm setting up the platform to pop off along these ridges here. Come on. There it went. See? Popped off those. Trying to get an edge of platform set up here to get these little flakes to come across and catch up on our seam over here. Expose more of that seam. Come on. chattering out because we're coming out to where the seam comes out to this edge here. We're going to set this up and pop a few more flakes coming back over meeting that seam in this way here. I'm hoping I'll find the bottom of it here shortly, and then we can get underneath it. We want a good flake. Hopefully we can get a good flake to come across here. Take out part of this. Kind of like so. Come in here and take this flake. There we go. One. I have take off a few little basal thin flakes. Here you'll see that I'm supporting with all my fingers and thumb up here. I have it kind of back in to my leg here to help control the in shock some. And we're just taking little blending flakes here. They aren't going real deep. Blended all this out. We have this square edge left over here. This angle, that seam terminates down here, so maybe we can get out of it down here on this end, but it's still running deep up here yet. Has me a little nervous. This is typical flintridge here, chasing and fighting seams. Seems to be the norm here with flintridge. I'm going to come in here and do a little bit of pressure work setting up some platforms here. Setting up a kind of a continuous platform a little bit per se here. Those flakes that way. Come in here, trim these little negative bulbs, these little negative deltas back here. Cleans this up in here some. Now we're going to come up in here and take a few flakes and hammer into that seam there again. You can see we're still chasing that seam. We're exposing more of it. More of it. It's getting lighter as we come down this way, so maybe we'll get lucky and get it chased out of here. Problem of it is we're also running out of real estate at the same time. So Let's see if we can get this knot here chased off there. Come on. A little heavy in there. Yep. There we got part of that. Nice part of that. Now, cleaned up that. Now then, we found the bottom of our seam over here. We found the bottom of our seam here, and we're just chasing it on out toward the end. Now, see if we can get this finished cleaned up here. I'll have to come in here and chase this going back the other way. Come back in here, do a few more blending flakes off this end. Lighten it up. We aren't too worried about these steps in here. We'll take care of those here directly. Those don't bother me at all yet. Tilt it down, see if we can. That way. Got a crack right there, little seam. Turn this up that way, come down, creates our platform here off that thick square edge. Should be able to remove this hump here now. Come on. There it went. All that hump there is gone now. Another one. Now we'll take and turn it up. There's another little seam that's running right up through here. I'm hoping it's not going to give me any problems, but only not my luck. Nice little one there. Come in here off the square edge and just come in there and just take a few little blending flakes off this square edge that's in here. We created these steps in here, but we aren't too worried about them. Those will come out in the wash real easy. Here. There's a crack. There's a lot of chattering right in here I'm trying to get through. Come back in here with the pressure flaker. I think it won't come off there with percussion. Hook it, come in there. Try to. Yeah, there's a seam running this way, and those flakes aren't wanting to travel through it. So we're trying to get one side of it or another here. There, I think we made it. There. this platform set up here. Dust it off a little. Set it up. Clean a lot of that up. Clean a lot of that up. With these little fine quartz seams in here, these little silica seams, you don't want to go. A lot of guys would come in here and just start beating on it and stitching that in, but the problem is that with the antler, if I were to start doing that, I would be shocking this piece, and these seams would definitely be coming apart on me. As you can see, there's another seam that's laying this way here, up through here. So, not the most optimal piece here. We're going to come in here and catch this little platform here, right below that little seam. And what that's going to do, that's just going to kind of run in there and crush out. But it's setting me up to where I can maybe get out of here in just a little bit. There's the remnants of that seam that's coming. This seam right here, there's the remnants of it right there where it's meeting that other one. This could be kind of a bad deal. Seams all kind of coming in and merging, running together in here. He went. Where'd he go? There he went. Yeah. Okay, now we created a bunch of steps right in here because of these seams that were laying in there. The energy wouldn't allow me to go on through, so we stepped all this out, but it doesn't bother me at all because I still have enough room. I can come in from this side and clean all that up now and things. So what we're going to do is take my pressure flaker, come in here, stiffen this up just a little bit. Along here. I think we can get in here now. We got that stiffened up. I think we can come in here now and pop some flakes across here, and hopefully we can clean some of that junk up. We're going to start down here towards the tip, way back. Well, that seam right there is still going. It's still going there. Chase that out or not. Well, we're going to move back in here, clean this up. See how it cleaned all that chatter up in there. Now what I'm going to do is move this platform down this way a little bit to get out of that negative bulb area there. Set this platform up right here. Come in, clean all the rest of that out. Cleaned it out right there, but we still have the remnants of this seam still going up here. So we're going to have to come back in from this side here again and try to chase it out. Little flake. Little flake. And that ran all the way over, just touched the edge of that seam. Come in here, pressure flake this back a little bit where I took these. And what I'm doing is I'm setting up for this next run of percussion flakes, come on over and meet into that seam now. So take this, isolate platform, isolate my platform here to run back in and clear that seam that's in there. See, ran right up in there and cleared that seam. Pressure flake back this way a little bit, clear out that delta. Set up my next isolated platform here. Grind it. My next platform, isolated platform, is right here. It's right there. Run across. Clear up the rest of this over here on that seam. Working that edge, getting some of my symmetry back. Clear out some of these underlying deltas here. Come in here. Set up my next isolated platform. My next isolated platform is right here. Come across, clear out some more of that on that seam. That one actually jumped across, went all the way across. That was good. Come in here. Take a couple more little flakes off. Set this up. The next platform, my next isolated platform is right here. Right there. Come across and clear out some more of this. Nice little flake, blending flake. Come in, cleared all that. Here, my base, take off a few flakes down here, bring that back around, come off this square edge I have right here, take a few little blending flakes in there. Come back down in here on the base. Punch some more of this back. We still have some more of that seam up here we have to chase yet, as you can see, but I think we're starting to find the bottom of it. We have the back part of it here yet. We have this ridge along here where it's still pretty thick. We need to get things turned and get a few flakes to hump up and over this ridge here. There was a little plate on right here. There's still the remnants of what was left glued onto that little plate. We got to get that off. Those can be a bugger at times. So let's start up here at the top, at the tip. Turn it. Let's see if we can't get something to come back. Over it and start humping over this big ridge we have up here. Now what I'm doing is trimming this back, strengthening this edge, getting underneath all those little deltas that were left on the other side. And here we're going to have to work and try to get some of our flakes here to run uphill. So they're going to be short, but we're hoping to get them so they'll kind of hump up and over some of this ridge in here. And we got to start flattening out this ridge now pretty fast. We're running out of real estate. Alright, let's see what we can get out of here. We're going to start up here and down here, hump up, flakes up and over. Here, short one here at the base. Here. Take that flake. This right here has a little hook in here we got to get rid of. Cleared all that. here. Now, starting to flatten that right out now.